leave a happy birthday comment for Seze down in the comments.
Shalane Hughes, Hineston, Louisiana.
So I had recorded a whole big spiel last night, and then come to find out that my audio was just not cohesive at all. So we were doing this on June 15th, and we are going to try to do a little bit better job with the audio, so bear with me. I'm not really sure where to start, other than the beginning. So for those of you who have probably followed me for years and years and years, or have followed me since I got Foxy, you probably know the whole story and everything. But I do have a good bit of y'all that have not followed me for but maybe a couple months or a year, and we have not really highlighted on Seze's story. I had bought Foxy back in November of 2018, and she was a yearling and turned 2 in April. So I had been working with her doing groundwork and getting her ready to break in the saddle and getting her first rides on her and stuff. So I was trying to make sure that I had worked with her a good amount for her to be better prepared to start with saddle breaking and get to riding, and then to later fall into barrel racing and all that fun stuff. What we didn't know was that Foxy was actually pregnant at the time. And so nobody found out about that till about the middle of May, I want to say. How it came to be, of how we found out and all this other stuff, it was just a roller coaster of emotions, because she had turned 2, we had stuff going on at the beginning of May, had left the house, had my brother watch the horses. I had came back home and seen her bagging up. So, and I knew that with that sign, it meant that she was going to have a foal, and we came up with every excuse under the sun of how that could not be, because she was so young. She was 2 years old at that point. I had ended up taking her to the vet that following Wednesday and got the ultrasound and everything, that she was confirmed in full. And so with that, the vet had told me that we had a month to get ready for a baby. So we had baby-proofed the barn the best that we could. We had made a mare foal stall. We had tried to baby-proof like the field and everything, and because we were not set up to be like a breeding facility, a breeding barn, nothing. So we were trying to baby-proof everything for this new little baby that was about to come on the hill. We had prepared the best that we could, and then I started doing milk tests on Foxy to kind of gauge about how far out that she was. I had taken one and I was thinking like, okay, it's gonna be within the week, and then had taken another one about, I think it was the Friday or Saturday morning. It had to be Friday morning, and the milk test had came back where she was gonna fall in like the next 48 hours. So I was like, okay, I feel like we're gonna have a baby this weekend. And so we had kind of been keeping an eye on her. I had went to work, and then came home and was kind of like watching her like, okay, will she have the will she have the foal tonight? Will she have the foal tomorrow? When is she planning on having this baby? And that night, me and my mom had kind of noticed that she was having contractions, and we weren't sure what contractions looked like in a horse. And I didn't have a video of how she was acting, but it was like she was stretching a lot. So I was talking to Mom, I was like, we may need to be on full watch tonight, just to be on the safe side. And me and my sister had camped out. We watched like the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World little saga waiting for this baby to come. And then I had ended up dozing off probably a little bit after midnight. I just wanted to go ahead and get like a little nap in. I had fallen asleep around 12, and then I told my sister to wake me up about 1:30. So she woke me up, she had a timer set, woke me up at 1:30. She's like, we gotta go. And I had told her no. I said, I just want to sleep. And she told me, we have to get up. Come on, let's go check on the horse. So I got up, we opened the door, and the first thing that we hear is just squealing and running around, and that woke me up right away. So we go running out there, and it was chaotic because all the horses were running around. Foxy had ended up having the baby, and the baby was standing up in the middle of all the chaos. So I had yelled for my sister to go get my parents. They had came out into the field to come help get the horses put up, because we let Foxy have her baby out in the field. We didn't want her to be pinned up in a stall. With her being so young, we didn't want to have to worry about any kind of complications in the stall if she got pinned up somewhere that she couldn't get out of. And just let her have it naturally out in the field where she could just do whatever. With all the chaos that was going on, I had went and grabbed Seze just to make sure she didn't fall and got trampled on while everybody was running around. And I kind of feel like in that moment, that was where we had kind of bonded, I guess you would say. After that, like she was kind of following me around and wouldn't stick with her mom, and we finally got her turned around where she would go see Foxy and just be with her mom and everything. And me and Chloe had stayed up and pulled an all-nighter until I think 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. And my parents are like, you have been up for over 24 hours with like a 1-hour nap. You need to go sleep. So they had watched the horses while me and Chloe went and took our nap and everything. Watching her grow from there has just been incredible. These past 4 years with Seze, watching her grow, watching how she handles all kinds of challenges thrown at her and everything, she is resilient. Said she has gotten herself into more accidents that I can count, and she just runs around like nothing's wrong. She has brought joy to everybody that has seen her and met her, and she's a little remarkable horse. Everybody that has met her has said that she has one of the biggest personalities that they've ever seen in a horse, and that she just brings people so much joy that are able to see her, and I couldn't ask for a better mare. She takes everything on like she is a leader, and I'm very interested to see how all that plays in whenever she gets older, because I would be interested to see if that's what her role is in the herd, is just to be just a natural born leader. These past 4 years with her have just been fun for the most part. I have raised this little foal to do all kinds of stuff in her training, and have watched her go from a baby to a yearling to a 2-year-old to a 3-year-old, and doing the training along with those steps, and now here we're coming into her 4-year-old year, and I'm just excited to see how much further she can progress in her training, especially right now because we're working on barrels and starting to get her patterned and just looking at them. We're not really going fast or anything, but she can lope the barrel pattern. But I just think back to Seze's story is not just her own. And before there was a Seze, and before there was a Foxy, there was a Sunny, and before there was a Sunny, there was a Tarzan, and before there was a Tarzan, there was a Seze. And so Seze's story isn't complete on its own until you know the backstory of how we ended up with Foxy to how we ended up with Seze. Back in 2005, I had gotten this mare that she was finished, automatic barrel horse, that her name was Doc's Fault. And so we brought her home. I had ended up naming her Sparkle, which quickly turned into Sass, because she had a very sassy personality. And she was boss, and she knew it, and just the leadership role that she had of her, she knew who she was, and she was gonna let everybody else know. And the reason that I talk about Sass so much is because that was my first barrel horse, and she taught me a lot about barrel racing, and kind of taught me how to ride. And I've recently discovered, after talking to her previous owner, that she taught us very incorrect ways how to ride, but that's besides the point. She was a really great horse, and the day that we had to put her down, she had lived to be 36 years old, and we ended up putting her down on June 15th of 2018. So if that date sounds familiar, here we are, June 15th of 2023. So it's been 5 years since we have had to put down Sass. And Seze was born June 15th of 2019. So there's too many similarities for me to say it's a coincidence. I feel like we ended up with Seze the way that we did, the way that we needed to end up with her, and just how she has came into everybody's life, my horse's lives. She came in and filled a hole that was missing for everybody, I feel like. I just know that there was a reason that I ended up with Seze, and I do feel like Sass was a very big part of it. That is how I feel about all this. I was very emotional about it yesterday because this is the 100th video, and I felt like it could not have been a more perfect video for my YouTube channel. And I kind of feel like it's a full circle moment, maybe. Seze is 4, and then just talking about the horse that I had growing up, and then once she had left, I had ended up with this other great mare, and she's not even started like running yet out into the public. She hasn't hauled really anywhere, like she's only hauled to one place. And I'm just thinking of like where we have come from, and just thinking about what we could potentially go into, in a sense. Do I feel like Seze could be a great horse? Everybody tells me that she's gonna be the one to take me places. I really hope so. But yeah, we will have to see that with time. And I'm very excited to start hauling Seze this year. Y'all will probably be seeing Seze running here soon, in like the next month. Hoping no later than August, but we will have to see. And when I say like running, like I don't mean like competing. I'm not like expecting her to be like competing in competition runs. Like she's gonna haul, we're gonna do exhibitions, we're gonna see how it goes. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this vlog. And if y'all did, please like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel so that y'all can see what other videos we have coming out, because next weekend, I believe it is, we're going to be running over in Texas. So I'm super excited about that run, super excited about that vlog. I will try to get all of what I can, because I feel like it's gonna be like such a big moment for me and Foxy, because I have not ran in Texas since 2005 with Seze, and now we're going over to Texas to actually compete in a barrel race instead of going to a clinic. So I feel like it's going to be a very fun time, and I hope that you guys join us along for the ride. With that, I will talk to y'all next time. Leave a happy birthday comment for Seze down in the comments section, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye guys.